Witchery but a clown's. Charles Dickens. It is some years now since we first conceived a strong veneration for clowns, and an intense anxiety to know what they did with themselves out of pantomime time and off the stage. As a child, we were accustomed to pester our relations and friends with questions out of number concerning these gentry. How it was they got such beautiful complexions, and where they lived, and whether they were born clowns or gradually turned into clowns as they grew up. On these and 1,000 other points our curiosity was insatiable. The delights, the 10,000 million delights of a pantomime, come streaming upon us now, even of the pantomime which came lumbering down in Richardson's wagons at fair time to the dull little town in which we had the honor to be brought up, and which a long row of small boys, with frills as white as they could be washed, and hands as clean as they would come, were taken to behold the glories of, in fair daylight. We feel again all the pride of standing in a body on the platform, the observed of all observers in the crowd below, and the junior usher pays away 24 ninepences to a stout gentleman under a Gothic arch, with a hoop of variegated lamps swinging over his head. Again we catch a glimpse, too brief, alas, of the lady with the green parasol in her hand, on the outside stage of the next show but one, who supports herself on one foot on the back of a majestic horse, blotting paper colored and white, and once again our eyes open wide with wonder, and our hearts throb with emotion as we deliver our cardboard check into the very hands of the harlequin himself. But what was this, even this, to the glories of the inside, where, amid the smell of sawdust and orange peel, sweeter far than violets to youthful noses, the first play being over, the lovers united, the ghost appeased, the baron killed, everything made comfortable and pleasant, the pantomime itself began. What mattered it that the stage was 3 yards wide and 4 deep? We never saw it. We had no eyes, ears, or corporeal senses, but for the pantomime. And when its short career was run, and the baron previously slaughtered, coming forward with his hand upon his heart, announced that for the favor Mr. Richardson, John Richardson, who brought his players to the fair, returned his most sincere thanks, and the performance would commence again in a quarter of an hour. What jest could equal the effects of the baron's indignation and surprise when the clown, unexpectedly peeping from behind the curtain, requested the audience, quote, not to believe it, for it was all gammon, unquote. Who but a clown could have called forth the roar of laughter that succeeded? And what witchery but a clown's could have caused the junior usher himself to declare aloud, as he shook his sides and smote his knee in a moment of irrepressible joy, that was the very best thing he had ever heard said? From the Introduction to Memoirs of Joseph Grimaldi, edited by Dickens, 1838.